The Ohio Manufacturers Association, which has been part of the history of manufacturing in Ohio for well over 100 years, has always supported the best interests of manufacturing companies, and whether it's legislative advocacy or helping companies grow and pointing them to the resources they may need, this organization is the preeminent manufacturing support for all manufacturers in Ohio and does a fantastic job, has an incredible board where many companies are engaged to provide and support and create the policies that will help manufacturing continue to grow as Ohio's main and most important industry. When I look at leadership as a concept and an activity, it's really not about the leader, it's about the people being led. And it's important to remember that the leader, as a servant leader, is serving the needs of the people that they are leading.
Most of my leadership has been hands-off, meaning really allowing my teams to do the work and to set the structure of how we're going to achieve the goals and based on the vision that I have for the company.
True leadership, which means you're the guy or gal in front. Trust yourself, I think, is trust your beliefs. You know, trust your intuition.
You know, Mel Robbins put it well. She said that leaders are the weather. They bring the weather to the organization. So you provide that positive vision, and a vision for the organization should always be positive in the sense that, hey, we're moving, we're adjusting, we're doing the things that we need to do to grow and to survive.
When you say what really is leadership, it's convincing somebody to do something that they wouldn't have done otherwise, because you can tell a story about why it's a good idea, why this matters. When you can use all your skills and get people to do things, that's leadership.
I would recommend all manufacturers bring legislators through their facilities so that they can actually see what their policies do and benefit, and in some cases harm manufacturers.
Leading frontline people is not the same as leading staff. It's the people who actually make the business work. There's only so much you can do from this office. If you're not willing to get your hands dirty and you just want to sit here and sort of pontificate, I think it's pretty hard to lead.
Listening to the team that you lead, you also learn a lot more about your business than you will just trying to do it alone.
And a lot of it is just how do you treat people, how do you care for the people that work in our organization, how do you engage with people on the plant floor just as well as you engage with people in the C-suite.
If they think he understands what we're doing, he's willing to go out and do it with us, and I think that makes it easier to lead.
If you're used to being face-to-face with people, well, there was a long period of time we couldn't do that. And finding alternative ways to engage your team was critical.
What COVID did, as far as learning how to run the business remotely, dealing with significant safety issues, from a management point of view, from a leadership point of view, I learned a lot.
My word for 2025 is pivot. How do we pivot away from maybe things that we were doing 10, 20 years ago and we're still doing it that way? How do we find a better way? And having that involvement from both our senior members as well as those individuals who are newer to our organization, I think really will help us get there faster.
I think it's helpful to identify potential emerging leaders early and then provide them with a diversity of employment experiences to give them the opportunity to stretch, expand their horizons, learn different things than maybe they would if they stayed in a single track of their employment. Also feel it's important to surround them with mentors who are not their direct managers so that they get input from other folks as coaches that can help them develop.
Today, when you look at people and say, can they be developed into good leaders? You want them to be good at everything. And the truth is, if you look at the history of good leaders, I'm talking historically good leaders, exceptional leaders, they're good at some stuff and they're bad at other stuff. I don't think we promote people like that.
Coming into the steel industry, you know, with very few women in there, I do feel like I'm a champion for women in the workplace. They bring a tremendous amount to the table, different in a lot of cases than men do. They look at things differently. I'm proud of the work that we're doing there, and I think that's something that in manufacturing that we can help women get stronger and stronger.
On behalf of the Board of Directors of the Ohio Manufacturers Association and Ryan Augsburger and his incredible team at the OMA, I want to welcome all of you to the second Leadership Forum. Today is our opportunity to convene as a group coming from many different diverse business backgrounds to talk about and hear from some experts on the topic of leadership and how important that is in manufacturing here in Ohio.